But I've given you a lot of food for thought in the first 30 minutes. I would say even a progressive woman would have something to say about something of what I said. Henry on WABC, you've taken the bait, Henry. What's the topic?
Yeah, hi. I want to talk about what you started, that we're saying I'm Orthodox, and you said that we're saying every morning that we're thanking God for not creating us women. First of all, we respect very much women. That's why our divorce rate is at 4% and not at 90%. But the reason we're saying that is we believe that females are not coming down on this world to correct anything. They are corrected. They're coming down to help men correct their habits in themselves.
You're not. Look, Henry, I know what you're saying is important, but so far I've heard 1 out of 3 words. So, Robert, you got to do a better job of modulating them. It's not your fault. Henry is responding. Henry's an Orthodox Jewish gentleman who is responding to my having read one of the sayings in the Jewish prayer book in the morning, where the Jewish people say, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has not made me a woman." So you're arguing that that's not anti-woman, is what you're saying, isn't that?
Yes. Yes, and the reason we're saying that is, so we're thanking the Lord for giving us the opportunity to do a lot of commandments that are not given for women because they are corrected already. And it's like a president who has the Secretary of Defense. And he also
wait. I'm not. Hold it. You went over something. You're saying that you're actually glorifying women by saying that because women are more evolved than men. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are corrected. But the reason we're thanking God is because at the end, men are given a lot of commandments that women are not given. So we thank God for giving us the opportunity to serve Him in a way that women are not given.
So you're saying, but why is the woman not required to follow those commandments? Because what? She's more evolved?
Because they are born corrected and men are not. So we have.
Henry? What you're saying is very important to me. You're saying they're more corrected than men are?
Yes, it says that at first Adam was born, and God saw that he wasn't complete, meaning he has a lot of bad habits, so He created Eve to help him correct himself. That's why men have to always cherish women, and in a marriage, we have to give in a lot to the women because we have to change our bad habits and be nicer people. So that's why we're given a lot of commandments.
So that's where the phrase "the better half" comes from. Because when I was a kid, the jokes in all of the movies were, well, there's your better half, when they were referring to women. So in those days, even the movies always deferred to women. Today, they treat women like garbage.
Yeah, that's correct, and that's why you'll see by us there's only 4%. The divorce rate is at 4% and not 90%.
No, that's so beautiful. What you told me is something I will actually carry with me for a long time, Henry. People don't understand how important this is, what you just said. It's so easy to read that statement of "thank God for not making me a woman" and assume it is misogynistic, when in fact you have just told this entire audience of millions of people the opposite is true.
Yes, and I thank you.
Henry, I'm speechless at what a man can learn if he's open-minded. And I just learned, I learned from you. I'm not saying what you learned from me. What I learned from you. So you didn't take affront at my reading it. You didn't think I was mocking the Jewish people, I hope, when I first read it, did you?
Of course not, because I know you respect religion very much. And see, this is the difference between an intelligent person like you and people who are not intelligent and just mean-spirited, who will take no matter what a man says and twist it into something that it isn't. And I thank you for being almost a divine scholar in many ways. You're not a rabbi, are you? You're just an ordinary man, so to speak? I'm a sales rep on the road, and I try to uplift people with spiritual things, but I'm not a rabbi at all. I just, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm saying. I'm not doing stuff just because I'm stupid. I know what I'm doing.
So wait a minute. This is interesting. So you're on the road selling outside of New York, I assume, or in New York?
I live in New York, but I fly all over the country, and I go all over.
All right. No, this is, okay, so you're almost, in a way, you're taking a big risk going into strange towns, strange cities. You're an Orthodox Jew. You're wearing black clothing. Are you of the Lubavitch sect, or which?
No, I'm not. It's a small sect called Pupa, but let me tell you one thing. When I walk in, let's say it's a conservative Jewish store or something like that, I see right away the hatred, but after 2 minutes, they listen to me and how I respect everyone, what they believe in, not how they look, but what they believe in, like, it clicks right away, and people...
But what if you go into a store where there are no Jewish people? Do they look at you funny?
They might look, they start asking questions, and thanks God I know all the answers, I think, and I answered very nicely. I'm very respectful to anyone, and they like it.
But when you talk to devout Christian people, who are probably the most interesting and respectful of all the people you meet, are they usually very impressed with your knowledge?
They are. We go into different stuff, and as long as people, even in politics, I always discuss politics because I love it, and I talk a lot about you. And people, as long as you respect everyone, even though you have, I think differently than they are, as long as I respect people and I explain my stuff, not screaming, just explaining it, people love it. And I got a lot of people to change to the Republican side. Not Republican, I'm more of a libertarian, but even Trump stuff, I change people all the time.
Well, we could talk for a very long period of time because I would ask you questions about your travels in the sense that in a certain way, you are, you declare yourself to be an ordinary man. Here you are an ordinary salesman, like in the Christian religion, Jesus was a simple man. You're somewhat of a missionary of God in some ways, aren't you?
I'm not, I am, because I have a lot of personal stories that I like to tell people, like in every day. I see God every day changing stuff, like He sends me not a bad thing happens to me, but stuff happens to me which is telling me that I have to change something. If I did something wrong to someone in business, anything else, I'll see that day something happening to me, and I'll know I have to change it. And I see miracles all the time, and it's regular stuff. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm not like a rabbi, anything like that. And people get moved by it, and people like to listen to it. But I'm not a rabbi at all.
I don't want to harp on the negative. You just moved me with what you just said because I sensed that before you said it. But I will ask you this. Have you encountered prejudice? And if so, where?
If you can explain yourself, please.
Have you, in your travels as a religious man, you don't dress like an ordinary American. I assume you wear some kind of religious clothing, right?
Right. The answer is no, and I don't see anti-Semitism in America at all. People treat you how you treat them. When I walk around, I always give a smile to everyone. And I know a few words of not all languages, but I know a little Italian, Russian, Polish. I know a little of everything. And when you say hello to someone, you smile to them, they'll never be bad to you. They always smile back. And I love seeing people, and I love traveling. No one is bad to me. Not at all, no.
Well, you have brought a warm feeling to my heart with this story, and I think you've touched an awful lot of people today, Henry. And I don't know what to say to you other than thank you. I don't know if you have children. Would they like a picture book about me and my dog, Teddy?
They would love it. I got 4, but I want to tell you one thing. I'm going for Trump like crazy, and only because you're putting out a lot of ideas, but none of the politicians are picking it up. He's the only one who picked it up. That's why I'm backing him like crazy. If Cruz would picked it up, I would go for Cruz, but I think Trump is saying everything you are saying for the last few years. That's why I love Trump, and I want him to win, because he's going to take your ideas and implement them.
Well, I didn't put these words in your mouth, but you certainly put these words out to the atmosphere for all to hear. So look, stay on the line, Henry. I'm going to send you a beautiful illustrated book that'll be out in a few weeks called Teddy and Me, and your children will just love it. And you'll see a lot of pictures of your talk show host, Michael Savage, in there. And there's almost no politics. It's just something else entirely. I needed a change of pace. Henry, bless you in all your travels. I'm not a religious person, but I'm extremely knowledgeable about the forces that operate in this universe. And I want to thank you for that call. Wow. I need to take a deep breath. I got to say this to my audience. Every once in a while, I get a call that's, what's the word I want to use? A game changer, as we say in American parlance. That call was a game changer. Do you know that? In that, the reverberations of what that man, that unknown man, unknown to us, unknown to you. What that man just said has affected an awful lot of people listening on their radios or on their iPhones or wherever they may be. It's going to make them think about their own behavior in ways we could never, ever understand. And what I'm trying to do here is put out a different vibe in a different direction to pick up different callers who are putting out a similar sensibility about the universe. And that's why